Well, good morning, folks. We are starting another day here in Utah, headed to Bloomsfield, New Mexico. And already this morning, God has provided an opportunity. There's a guy working the counter here at the hotel. He had a southern accent, and which I recognized as being like home. So we started talking. It turns out he came out here to try to get clean. His family is in addiction. He's been in addiction, but he said he gave his life to the Lord, and he's trying to get away from old friends and old places. He's staying with his grandma, who's a Mormon, and he's like, I don't think that's the same thing. And I told him, yep, it's not. And so I got to pray with him, and I encouraged him to check out Teen Challenge, which he never heard about, which I just think is really cool, because we go to Teen Challenge to minister, and now we get to send somebody to Teen Challenge. I hope you will go. But that's a cool way to start the day.
So we just found this big old hill with a big old bridge and a big old dam, and it goes over the Colorado River, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's also the river that goes through the Grand Canyon. I thought it was Rio Grande, and Susie confirmed it's Colorado, so if I'm wrong, then it's Susie's fault. So we got off to walk over the bridge, and that's what we're doing.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What?
It said not to throw anything down, so just,
Hey, Risa.
Look in the middle. Look
What do you think?
It's scary. And the green side of the river and the blue side.
All aboard. All right, so we just happened to be driving through Four Corners, Arizona, which is also on my bucket list. I have a long bucket list. And turns out you can't get in with a fee for a car. You have to pay $5 per person to get into a national monument. What the heck? But I'm not complaining, because I'm going in. And Teresa's under 6, and if you're under 6, then you're free, right? So we're gonna go check it out. All right, we're coming up on the monument. Risa, this is where you can stand in 4 states at once. Ready to do that? You don't seem to care much. All right, Risa, you want to walk with me? Okay, so we're currently in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. Here, stand right there. You'll be in all 4. How do you feel? You're in 4 states right now, Risa. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, we've been in Arizona.
One day, future Teresa, you'll watch this and you'll thank me. And you'll be a little less confused than today.
Okay, update today. We are leaving, we left Utah, we're driving through Arizona, and our next destination today is going to be Bloomfield, New Mexico, where we're going to meet some new people and do some singing. And I am doing a prayer update and a coffee update. The first one, the prayer update, is I have benefited twice in the past 24 hours from Greta and Carl's prayers, because when we were at Zion National Park yesterday, we were staring at a herd of animals that at first we thought were deer, and it turns out they were, what are they?
Bighorn sheep.
Bighorn sheep, or mountain goats. Bighorn sheep. I think they're bighorn sheep. And apparently, just as we spotted them, the kids and I were together playing in an area while Carl and Greta were working on a music video. Greta was also looking at this herd, and she thought they were deer too, and she was like, Lord, I just pray that we get to see some mountain goats or bighorn sheep on this trip, and that's what they were. And so we got to see that. So I benefited from Greta's prayer. I got to see some bighorn sheep. And then last night, Carl and I usually pray together, and we prayed together, and he went to sleep. And he was kind of continuing to pray, but I didn't know what he was praying as he drifted off to sleep. And I was struggling to get to sleep. I was kind of tossing and turning. I was really tired earlier, and then kind of, you know how you're sleeping and then you like, or you're sleepy, you're really tired, and then you get a second wind, and then it's really hard to get to sleep. But you know you're really tired, and it's really frustrating. So I was kind of tossing and turning, and I was about to drift off to sleep when all of a sudden, we've been praying for smells. Like, we've been listening to the Praying Medic, and he talks about how you can smell the kingdom of God. You anyway.
Or like being aware that it's just, you should have given this a weird alert warning.
yeah.
But
I guess I should have.
some people say that you can sense the presence of God sometimes through a sweet aroma, a sweet smell, or even the presence of demons through a rotten egg sulfur smell. And I'm just like, okay, well, Lord, I pray that I can smell your presence and just be aware of your presence. I'm just like praying for all of it, you know? But I was praying about the smelling God's presence.
Yeah, so sorry, I should have given you a weird alert. Warning, here's something weird. So Carl was praying that when he rolled over to go to sleep, and I didn't know that. And I was laying in bed, and just as I was drifting off to sleep, like I woke up enough to go, what does that smell? It smells like lavender, essential oils, or something really flowery and lavendery and really sweet and nice. And I was smelling this, and I was like, the hotel room didn't smell like this when we came in. Everybody else is asleep, and nobody's like sprayed any perfume or used any essential oils, or there's nothing like that in the room. So what on earth is that? And just as I was falling off to sleep, I was like, oh, it must be maybe it's the presence of the Lord. And I was just like, so I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that was interesting. So I benefited twice from Greta and from Carl's prayers.
It would make sense to me that if it was the presence of God, it would be like that. I mean, it was just a way of saying, hey, I'm here, be at peace, go to sleep. Yeah, and I was kind of praying for peace as I was struggling to get to sleep. I was praying just to be close to Jesus. Okay, number 2 is the coffee report, and I skipped coffee this morning because it was hotel coffee again, and I just decided it's just not worth it. It's just not good enough. We stopped at a little coffee shop yesterday where Greta had a really great conversation with the barista there. That's how you say it. And as I walk in to order coffee, I was like, oh, a coffee shop, I'll order like a really nice cup of coffee and put in some thick cream, and this is gonna be really good. As I walk in to order, I said, can I just have a regular cup of coffee? And the girl was like, oh, you mean just like drip coffee? And I said, yeah. And she said, oh, we just poured it out. And then she said, Those awful words.
But we do have an Americano, which is just, the same as coffee. It's just hot water with, 2 squirts in it. And I'm like, 2 squirts? Are you kidding me?
You two are 2 squirts.
You two are 2 squirts. 2 squirts of what? 2 squirts of mustard? 2 squirts of mayonnaise? I don't want hot water with 2 squirts in it. And I don't want a latte. A latte is milk with squirts in it. I don't want a hot cup of milk with squirts in it. And I don't want a hot cup of water with squirts in it. I want coffee beans and hot water immersed and pounded togeted and then dripped into a normal cup. I
just want you to know that that's what espresso is.
No!
It's pounded and squished, and then water drips through it and makes stronger coffee.
But there's squirts involved in espresso, aren't there? There's squirts involved.
They don't have to be. You can just get an Americano, which doesn't have squirts. It has water and coffee.
But no,
she doesn't like espresso is the problem.
She told me an Americano is water with 2 squirts in it. Right? 2 squirts
I don't know what
of
she meant by
espresso?
squirts. Unless she meant like she was gonna put flavoring in it. An Americano is 2 shots of espresso and then hot or cold water, depending on which one you want.
Yeah, it's just not what I want. It's just not what I want. I mean, I feel like what I want is the simple, pure way.
The way God designed coffee.
The way God designed
coffee. With a Mr. Coffee $15 coffee pot maker thing.
Yeah. The thing that you brought. The thing that the first vlog started with us going to get.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. And we still haven't used it.
We have
not
twice.
In a while.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because you have to clean it.
I mean, even French press is okay. Because it's like beans, water, a whole pot of it pounded together. And to me, Americano is kind of like somebody who made
It's like
a pot of 12 pot cup of coffee using like 2 tablespoons of coffee grinds.
It's like hot water with coffee flavoring, right?
What, the French press or the espresso?
The Americano that they try to tell you. It's like hot water with
No,
coffee
it's
flavor.
pretty strong.
Greta, I'm not asking for your opinion. I'm
I know,
telling
you're
you
asking if
my
that's what
opinion.
it is.
Wait, I thought you were asking.
You asked
Well,
the question.
I was comparing my expression of what I think what it tastes like,
Have you had
and to
an
seeing if it
Americano? You have. You had one at Bethel.
if Susie concurs.
What did you think of the one you had at Bethel?
I thought it tasted. I guess it tastes like hot water with coffee flavoring.
Yes, that's what it tastes like.
Interesting.
That's what it tastes like.
It lacks the body.
The body.
The body.
Yeah. The full body, thick. Yeah, it just tastes like watered down.
You guys should
Stuff.
open a coffee shop and you should only serve drip coffee from a Mr. Coffee coffee pot.
I mean, that's what my house is.
Yeah, that's true. So today I had tea. You know, they always have hot water, and I brought my own tea. It was the Newman's Own cinnamon spice. That's a good one. So I had that, and that was satisfying because, it had a good robust flavor.
That was the longest coffee update ever.
Yeah. Well, that was a long coffee
I tuned in
update.
just in time to hear Susie Hayden. I had headphones in. I'm gonna go back to my school where I
Greta
learned
got
about
defensive.
how to do things.
Okay.
Greta got defensive over her coffee,
Yeah.
her sensibilities, her coffee sensibilities.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of French press. I think French press is pretty. It's like kind of like drinking dirt that wasn't filtered completely.
I mean, I could see that. I just think, drip coffee is like number 1, and then 2 would be French press, and then everything after that is just kind of like whatever.
All right. Well, we are here at our place in Bloomfield, New Mexico. We're staying in an RV, so we've got our big family in this RV. Everyone's snug, and I just think with all of us in here, we're going to have some interesting experiences. Right now, it's bedtime, which
It's not an argument.
everyone's arguing about who gets to share a bed with Lucy because she's so cute.